All right, new question. Preparing for a camp. Endurance Nation, through our partnership with Mile 18 Inc., does training camps, and we do them around the US and also abroad. In this case, the question is, how do I build in extra miles before I get ready for the cycling camp in Mallorca at the end of April? I need to make sure that I add the volume so that I can be successful and do all the riding that I want. And the first thing that I always tell people who ask this question is, there's two levels of fitness that we want to have when we go into a camp, right? There's the baseline level of fitness. That's the fitness that I want you to have. I want to make sure that you can ride when you want to ride. In the case of Mallorca, we ride 5 days out of 7. One is a travel day, the other is a rest day. And sometimes people still ride on that rest day on their own, up to you. But I want you to have a baseline level of fitness you can ride all those days. Some people show up and they just haven't ridden 5 days in a week at all. And so their body's just not ready for it. They're doing that adaptation in camp that really should have happened earlier in the season, but they didn't prioritize that type of work. This type of fitness is not big fitness, right? It's about stacking workouts. It's about having one or two, as you have mentioned here, bike focus weeks where we just bike throughout that week. Increase the volume on the cycling side, take away some of the cross training we would traditionally do, and go through that adaptation process. Physically, body position, riding undercarriage and infrastructure, is that healthy? Your neck, your position, your nutrition execution, all those pieces start to get highlighted a little bit in these focus weeks. We can take those lessons and bring those to camp. The second type of fitness is the fitness that you want to bring to camp. That fitness is the fitness that says, I can ride up this hill really fast, or I can conquer this crazy climb, or I can do this epic ride that I want to do out there. Whatever that version of awesome is for you, that's the next level. First step is baseline fitness. Next step is saying epic fitness. And so when you say, ooh, I've looked at the climbs in Mallorca, there's this great coast ride, like someone just posted in the WhatsApp yesterday. There's a coast ride, it's 100 miles, it's like 10,000 feet of climbing. It's crazy. You don't have to do all of the drops off of the main road to the coast and come back up again. But regardless, it's an epic session, right? Oh, like I really want to be able to do that. I know I won't be like screaming fast, but I want to get it done. I want to have the fitness to do that. That's a second level order of fitness and also important. But in that case, it goes less from the adaptation side and we go more into the specificity, which is level 1 would be, hey, can we get 5 days of cycling done in a week? Level 2 would be, how do we take that 5 days of cycling? Say you cycle 2 hours a day for 5 days, that's 10 hours. How do we take that and reorganize it? So you're gonna do, say, back-to-back 5-hour ride days. Take your 10 hours and put it in 2 days, similar to camp, so big day. Really having to get the motivation up, really having to struggle through what it means to be physically tired. How do you manage your calories differently in that situation? How do you adjust your position, your cadence, all those different pieces. So the second order of fitness is more about concentrating that work. So in the case of this specific question, yes, what I would recommend that you do as a baseline is that between now and camp, we've got 6 weeks left to go. Saturday and Sunday are guaranteed long ride days. At a minimum, you should be doing 2.5 to 3 hours on Saturday and 2.5 to 3 hours on Sunday. Doesn't matter what the intensity is like, just getting those double long rides in. In an ideal world, what we do is we take 1 week, so I would say probably say week 3 or week 4, we make that a cycling only week. You're gonna cycle all 7 days. And then to get to the level 2 fitness, week 5, so about a week out, we would get a little more focused and we would say, okay, in week 5, we're gonna actually, instead of doing the 2 long weekend rides, we're gonna make those 2 very big rides. We're gonna do 2 5-hour rides on those 2 days. It's that final finishing touch on the fitness, and we'll calm down some of the cycling as part of the reduced time on the bike as you taper on the bike, but keep cross training up and stuff like that to be ready, okay? So remember, when you're preparing for a camp, there's 2 levels of fitness. The fitness that I, as an organizer, want you to have to make sure that you can enjoy the whole time that we're there, experience everything that the camp has to offer, ride consistently, and see all of those gains just that come from showing up consistently. The inversion of that is to say your version of what you want for fitness, which is epic and I'm awesome. And in that case, we need the fitness to be able to a little more concentrated, and that would be the second step in the process. Great.